Hello.
Hi, is this Sandra?
Hey.
Hey, how are you?
President accounted for, sir.
Awesome. I appreciate your willingness to visit over the phone today versus coming to the clinic. I'm still stuck down in Highlands Ranch, so
Oh
a lot of
no.
patients had a lot of patients cancel this morning. So my two patients that I really left for the day, that was you and another patient. So I've already done 5 tele-sessions, so I figured I could round out the morning.
That works out.
How was your Thanksgiving?
It was good. We had our
Good time?
Thanksgiving. Huh?
Yeah, you had a good day?
Yeah, our Thanksgiving dinner. We had it on a Tuesday, and the kids had Thanksgiving. My sister's big Thanksgiving thing. The kids went to that, and they ended up with massive amount of potatoes, I guess.
Oh, okay. So what
But
did you guys end up doing on Thanksgiving Day then?
we did end up fixing a big turkey dinner and all that kind of stuff, and we did it at home. And it was kind of interesting because we had all gotten so used to not eating so much food that when we piled up our plates, we could barely touch any of it.
Oh, geez.
So we had leftovers for a very long time. We're still working on them.
All right. Well, then how did you continue to eat the leftovers the day after?
Yeah, had some.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it was one of those. It was like I'm enjoying the leftovers, but not at the quantity as it was on the Thanksgiving day. Like a small sample, but not a whole bunch. Does that make sense?
Yep, it makes sense. Hey, Sam, hold on 1 second. I'm going to switch over to my office real fast. I'm just walking across the hall.
Okay.
All right. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
All right. Okay, so I got your email. I have it up in front of me.
Oh,
But
yeah,
your
the numbers and
weight
stuff.
has been going down. You were 239 this morning.
Right.
All right.
And my scale has me. What do you call it? Pound or two less than what you got. Or no, your scale shows less than mine does. That's right.
Right. That's right. Let me bring up your chart real fast.
Oh no, that first number. That first number was before. This morning was 240.8.
240.8.
Yeah, that bedtime to morning thing.
Okay.
It starts with when I left your place, and so at the bottom is where the most recent.
Okay. So let me see here real quick. So which one am I looking at?
Okay.
Oh, the one at the bottom. Okay.
Yeah, at the bottom.
All right. So 204. Wait a minute. That's not right.
Two four. It should say 240.8.
240.8.
Did I goof?
Nope. I was looking at. Okay. So I just had them mixed up.
Dyslexic.
Okay. So you had a little bit of an increase during Thanksgiving week,
Yeah.
which is to be expected. When you start increasing the amount of starch in your diet, which is, yeah, I see that you started to drink some water, drink some Colonex, Affinity, and the weight looked like it.
Starting to go down.
Yeah, so let me get. So on Thanksgiving Day,
Mhm.
you were 240.4 in the morning.
Um. 240.4.
That morning.
Yeah. And then that night I was like 245.4 or something like that.
Okay,
I
and
may
then
have it off. I
next
may have it
day
off a
you were
bit.
4 pounds up.
I,
Next
you're
day
right.
you were up 2 pounds, and the next day you're up another. Well, then you're up. Okay, so you started trending up with your weight.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. And then okay, so then you started taking Affinity, the Colonex. How many
I took one.
Okay, so that's the guy. Probably you got to be really. Have you been doing that daily?
No,
Okay.
that gets to be too much. I start to getting cramps and feeling sick after a while.
Okay, so then you switched over to Cinity.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you started looked like your bowels started working again because then you started dropping down the weight.
Right.
Okay.
And I'm also thinking that when they changed my medication, my blood pressure was half and my synthroid got lowered a bit.
Yeah.
That would cause should probably might cause some weight lift because the when I dropped it all together, I put on a massive amount of weight. So I'm wondering if they lowered the dosage, if it might do the same thing, just not as big.
Right. Yeah, it's hard to tell. I mean, some patients, I've had some patients since yesterday gain a little bit of weight, and that's predominantly due to the barometric pressure change. It's kind of
Oh.
the same process when you go up in altitude. The barometric pressure falls. The pressure up in altitude is less than it is at sea level.
Uh-huh.
Even when you're at altitude, right, like where you are now, like the snowstorm that comes in and the barometric pressure drops, then it's kind of almost like your body's going up in altitude. It has the same effect, so you tend to retain a little bit of fluid to the pulmonary cavity. It's that edema is typically up a little bit just because of that. So I noticed that you didn't really have that.
No, I did pretty good this morning. I was up a little, but not by much.
Okay.
It's like 0.2. And then after that, I have the my measurements. Getting too hot in here.
A little bit through the abdomen, a little bit through the hip.
Yeah, I'm thinking most of that is I haven't been able to go to the gym. I wasn't allowed to go to the gym for like 2 months. I haven't been to the gym since September.
Right.
And yesterday was my first time to the gym, which was interesting.
So what did you end up doing?
I did some walking, and I did 3 or 4 machines, not very many. My muscles, I started shaking really bad. You know, like when I'm trying to pull down the muscles or pull down the weights or something like that.
Yeah.
My muscles started shaking and quivering, and I was like, I'm so not used to this. And Susie was forcing me to slow down.
How are you sore today?
Huh? A little bit, but not very much.
Okay.
I'm planning to go back tomorrow. Today I'm going to be working out in the yard, doing a lot of shoveling.
Yeah, you and me both. I'll be doing the same thing. So tell me a little bit about the Thanksgiving week. That you had an increase in weight and then it came back down. So how did you kind of approach Thanksgiving?
Well, Thanksgiving Day, I figured at the meal I'll eat whatever, but like I said, I could barely eat it, hardly any of it. And when I got up that morning, it was like hit the ground running, and I started getting things going. And I guess I've been at it for 2 or 3 hours before I guess I started acting weird, and Gabby grabbed a food bar and gave it to me and told me to eat it.
Okay.
And because I didn't realize I hadn't eaten anything yet. And after that, it was pretty much, we're just cooking up the meal, served the meal, and we had our meal around 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And the rest of the day, it was like, if I'm hungry, I'll have something. But then Steve wanted to go out to a movie, and I wasn't, he bought me popcorn, but I really didn't want it. So I just had a diet soda.
Okay.
And then came home. I felt fine all day long, but what was weird is around 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, I all of a sudden just felt really sick, and it was like everything I had eaten that day came up. It was like nothing digested at all, which was weird. And Wednesday I wasn't feeling good at all, so I hardly ate much of anything.
Okay.
But after that I started feeling fine.
What about Thanksgiving Day?
Thanksgiving Day I worked. I cleaned out my basement and set up my sewing uh, station downstairs and worked on some customer orders. So, and eating, I was just a bit here and there. Let me pull it up if I can even remember. Since I can pull up my computer, I can look on my logs. Let's see. November. Thanksgiving was the 21st. Is that right?
Thanksgiving was the 20.
Or was it the 28th?
The 28th.
Okay, let's try that again.
And that's what I noticed, when I said, like, I noticed your research, or not research, but when I was researching your weight based on the email that, that it started going up the day after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, my Thanksgiving was 2 days after we actually had our Thanksgiving. That's probably when I finally started eating again. Yeah, I had like stuffing and pumpkin pie were my two things I probably shouldn't have.
Well, let's talk about how much you have.
How much?
Yeah.
Well, like the pie, we cut our pies in 1/8.
Okay.
And so I had 1/8 of a pie. And the stovetop stuffing, I just had a half a cup of it. It was like in my little bowl thing, or like a spoonful. Otherwise, I had turkey. I had 4 ounces of turkey and my salad. And when we went to put the food away, I bought those little Ziploc bags that are like snack size bags.
Right.
And it holds between 4 to 5 ounces of meat in there, so it's okay. But I did have an egg that morning. That's right. Michael made an egg for me that morning. I forgot about that. And then I had my shake. And I know I was pretty busy that day at the working in the basement because I had the house to myself, and my I had customer orders and stuff like that, and I wanted to get my industrial machines up so I can get those orders done quicker because I've been doing them in my office and it's forever slow. Let's see. Yeah, Michael and Gabby made eggs for breakfast, but I entered it as eggs boiled because the pans that we have, we don't need to add oil to them. So it's, even though they're just so we don't add oil to it. Let's see. Let everybody eat first. I was pushing the water. I know that was one of the things we talked about. I wasn't drinking near enough water. And so I was pushing that more, and I noticed that my weight started going up when I started pushing the water harder. And I figured that's just because my body's thirsty.
Well, I think it's, obviously, they have two effects. One, it depends on the amount of salt that you were having those last few days that led to that kind of a weight gain. And that's what tends to happen. I mean, it's not that big a deal. I mean, notice that it started coming down predominantly after you started taking the Cinnamon, so you'll probably also have some constipation going on with the excess amount of the starches that you were having.
Yeah, because you got the stuffing. I know the potatoes we didn't put any salt in them. Stuffing was from the box, so that would probably have a lot. And that's about all I can think of right now. Let's see.
Okay. So how do you think you did over there? If you gave yourself a grade for the Thanksgiving week, what would it be?
I know I was 100%. Between a B and a C.
Okay. All right. So we'll say a D minus, C plus.
Okay.
All right. So and that's like I guess the question from your perspective, were you satisfied with what all took place, what you were able to have during that time frame?
Yeah, I was because we had our Thanksgiving at home, so I was able to fix, you know, what I wanted versus what everybody else had. You know,
Right.
like if I was at a big dinner, like at my sister's or something.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, Gabby made this one dish. It was, what do you call it? Candy yams. I tried a bite of it. It was okay, but nothing that got me excited or anything like that. But she enjoyed it, you know, which is good. Um, and when I got, you know, the meal itself, I didn't worry too much. I just wanted to enjoy the meal as it was. And like I said, we couldn't eat that much. And ever since then, when I did have something from the Thanksgiving dinner, it was more of a proper proportion versus um, let's go nuts. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Oftentimes between now and the end of the year, it gets challenging because of the abundance amount of baked goods and sweets and holiday parties and whatever have you,
Yeah.
right? And the Thanksgiving is just kind of the pre, the kind of like the prelude to what tends to happen during the holiday period.
Yeah, kind of like a
So
kickoff thing.
yeah, so when you look at it, you gave yourself a B minus, C plus,
Mm-hmm.
right? That is more in line, right? Given all the external things going to be happening over the next month, next 30 days, that's more in line with weight maintenance,
Uh-huh.
right? That's what's going to take to maintain the weight. So if you look at what was accomplished during that time frame, what could be done differently to increase your grade to say a B plus, means A minus, to help you continue to lose weight during the holiday period?
Well, at home we usually we've gotten into the habit where the refrigerator's not full of food, except like on the day I go grocery shopping or something like that, and it's like when I do the grocery shopping, it's just what we need, nothing more,
Right.
type of thing. Um, we're not, you know, I don't know if you noticed, but we're not ones to go out a whole lot. Chances are our big next thing might be on Christmas Day, and that'd be it.
Okay.
You know, and New Year's, I doubt that we'll be doing much of anything. I know, you know, like Steve has to work and that kind of thing. Um, I'm kind of thankful that we didn't go anywhere because he's been sick. He really needs to get some sleep, so I got him in bed right now. But yeah, we don't go out a lot. We're kind of boring.
Okay.
um, don't know what else to tell you on that aspect.
Well, obviously you're going to start exercising now.
Yeah,
So that's one, right? That's one way you can increase it.
yeah. I'm thankfully I was like I was so excited about getting back to the gym. I wanted to go full hog like I used to. And Susie kept pulling me back, going, "No, no, no, you're not doing this."
Right. Now you can't. Yeah, you can't definitely do that when you resume. And so, oftentimes when you resume, you're going to overdo it, which is going to need to lead to little soreness. So you've got to be wise about when how you're going to resume with what you're doing.
Yeah, yeah. So when I was working with the weights, the doctor said I can go up to, both doctors said I can go up to 15 pounds, and I was like, all right, that's more than I was doing before. And oh my goodness, I about died trying to do it. I think maybe I might have to work this one up.
Right.
And like I said, as I was, trying to do the leg weights, well, of course, the leg weights is more than, you know, the upper body stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, my muscles started shaking and quivering, and I'm like, I'm definitely not used to this. I'm gonna have to take my time at it. It was a little bit much.
Sure.
Yeah, the only thing I've been having trouble, like sleeping at night. Um, for a while there, one of the problems is my legs were hurting so bad. Like the bones would ache like crazy. And I don't know if it was because I was super active that day or what it was. I'm trying to keep track. And of course, my house gets pretty noisy, and there's some nights I'm lucky to get people to settle down before 3 o'clock. Steve won't settle down before 2, and so I do what I can.
Okay. Well, let's focus on this coming week, right? I want to see you. I mean, I've got your diet out. I've already got that in. So here's the thing, right? December is typically a short month because we're really not even open after the 23rd until the first week of December.
Okay.
Most people are out of town, and so we typically don't see a lot of patients during that time frame.
Uh-huh.
So I want to see you next Wednesday, and I'll see you again on the 18th, and then we may see you on the 23rd. I'll look at my schedule, get that is like, and then we're pretty much shut down from the 23rd on until the first of the year. But if I look at the 11th, what does your day look like on the 11th?
As far as I know, it's the usual.
Okay. All right, let's plan on, I have a 9:45 available if you want to do that.
Okay, 9:45?
Yeah.
Let me write this down somewhere. On the 11th.
And I would like for you to get back to a B plus to an A minus this week.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I'm agreeing on that one. Because our leftovers are pretty well gone now.
Good.
And I started working on menus for next week, which is like a vegetable soup and a salad type of thing.
Okay, so I've got you confirmed.
Okay.
And we'll plan on seeing you next Wednesday at 9:45 a.m.
Okay.
And we focus more on cardiovascular exercise at the gym, and just, you can do some light resistance training. That's perfectly fine. Just don't overdo it.
Yeah. That's going to be a slow-going thing.
Okay.
Okay?
All right. Well, we'll talk to you next week then, okay?
Okay.
All right. Thanks, Sandra.
Uh-huh.
Bye.
Bye-bye.